I think there's really two Cannes, right? There's the Festival of Creativity, which I think is its official name, right? The Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity. But there's also the business festival, so to speak. Again, we just heard the 827 meetings.
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus. That MediaLink by itself organized. So there's really these two concurrent activities. So I'll throw it to anyone who wants to start. So what is Cannes?
There is a Cannes that celebrates creativity, and there's a Cannes that celebrates the business of creativity.
It's pretty good.
But I think they're interrelated because, you know, you have to, and it's the same reason we created #SeeHer, because, you know, media defines culture. And I think that creativity is only as good as the media that it's in.
By the way,
so
he finished his martini. The creative guys drink way more than the media
I think they go
guys.
hand in hand. So, I mean, that is about creativity and the business, and the business of business.
Listen, I remember this question was asked like 5 years ago. You know, do you think it's bad that clients are coming to Cannes? You know, there was a lot of creatives complaining about it. I said, are you drinking less? Are you partying less? To me, I think the greatest thing that's happened to Cannes is that clients value it. You know, look at the clients that are winning the top prizes. It's the big brands. It's the Coca-Colas. It's the Microsofts. You know, these are the things that are important, that like these kinds of brands are thinking like the value of creativity, of creative solutions to problems. So I think it's awesome that clients are there. I think that hasn't changed. I think the trouble was not this year, it was 2 years ago. I think it had reached a fever pitch when the Snapchat Ferris wheel was in front of the Palais.
For those that weren't there, which is the group?
Those who weren't not there, there was a Ferris wheel in front of the Palais, which is, you know, of the Croisette and then the hotels and all the booths that are there. The Palais is still the place where you've seen the George Clooney's walk down the steps, and the people that are the advertising people. Right. Film festival, you know, you go up so you feel like you're part of it. It was the last of Cannes that was not maybe infiltrated by other things. And then 2 years ago, there was a huge Ferris wheel with a big Snapchat
ghost
on it. And I think that's when everybody said, wow, this festival has jumped the shark a bit. It is gone. And I think Cannes really took notice to this. And I applaud Cannes a lot. Listen, I love Cannes. I think it's the greatest thing that's happened to the advertising business, because it has forced us all to value creativity in a way that's not just an award show. It's like, this is how we solve real problems in the world, with creativity, creative thinking. So I think Cannes has done a really good job of taking a step back, and they're publicly making a lot less money than they did last year. And they might make a lot less money.
I'm a shareholder. Thank you.
It's fine, but I think this is, you know, at some point you have to correct it and then figure out, okay, can it coexist together, the thing you're talking about, when it's called the Festival of Creativity, when Philip Thomas is standing up there saying we're about creativity and we are going to continue to invest in that. So I think there's whether it's the public facing, you know, the business side of the business, coexisting with the creative side.
I think you're right, Rob. They do have to coexist. But, you know, in the spirit of our sponsor for tonight, I would say that one of the complaints from the traditional players in Cannes, and this is a good debate actually, one of the complaints from the traditional players in Cannes was, gee, the management consulting firms, the digital media companies, all these other folks are here encroaching on our territory, and I use the air quotes for a reason. And my answer last year, and I had to separate myself from my parent company ownership because I didn't necessarily agree with the position that was being taken. And I said, and I believe that very strongly, that Cannes, the Croisette, which again, as Rob said, is the main street that runs through Cannes, the Croisette represents Main Street, and it represents the actual conversations that we're having back here in New York or in San Francisco or in Los Angeles or Chicago or London, which is whose territory is this? And I think it's the territory of whoever claims it. So I think the management consulting firms claim their piece of territory, the traditional advertising agency holding companies claim their piece of territory. Today, and Rob, I think this is a good debate, honestly, because everybody thinks they're a creative agency today. You're competing, you know, with the amazing work you do, you're competing with the publishers, you're competing with the digital media companies, you're competing with people who think they can create the ads that historically were within your domain. So I think Cannes represents a microcosm of what's happening in the real world.